Welcome to another Love to RV Alaska Tour number 13. Get cruising down the road here. Gonna be traveling 266 miles today as we're leaving downtown RV Park in Watson Lake, Yucatan. It had 30 amp service with water in some areas, small bathroom. It had a payphone. Cell service wasn't that great there, but across the street right there is a grocery store. And it was close proximity to the Watson Lake sign forest down the street. So we could walk to that. As we get on our way this beautiful day, that was our walking distance from the turn to the sign forest that's coming up here on the right. On the left-hand side was the Northern Light Theater. You want to see Northern Lights in theater? It was on the left-hand side. Very nice place. This is where the Watson sign forest starts, right there. There's the entrance sign, and continues, and continues, and yes, continues to these tree line there. So it's pretty big. And then if you forget fuel past you, there's fuel here. You get more fuel on the way. This is kind of bridge tour number 1 today. We go through many bridges today over many different rivers, and sometimes the same river multiple times. But and notice most of the bridges are older bridges. They're narrow. And cruising through here. And I can see
another bridge.
There's no one coming direction. And yeah, I do take up the whole road.
Narrow bridge.
Well, here comes another bridge we go across. And thank goodness I can see all the way. So I kind of cruise to that one. They are narrow. And this one's being under construction above us. So hopefully in a couple years they have the newer one all done. The roads weren't terribly bad from Watson Lake to Whitehorse. Had some little sections here and there, but overall they were nice. I passed the rest area here and come back the other way. I had a sensor on my tire was making noise that it was low, but it just needed a new battery, so I got that fixed. And Tom there was giving me a bad time. You entered the wrong way. So anyway, got that fixed, changed the battery on the sensor for the tires, and voila, we go. And if you don't know it, any rest area in the Yukon and British Columbia, you could stay in boondock the night. And there's also a lot of pullovers. You can do that also if you want to dry camp / boondock. It doesn't get dark there at night. Sunset doesn't until like after 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning for an hour or two. And of course, going over another bridge. And heading down the road here, just beautiful sights, all the forest land, snow-capped mountains. This was a stop to see a waterfall, the Rancheria waterfall. Big bump coming in there, big hole there, you saw. I was kind of worried about if there was a place to turn around, and there was. So we were able to park up here and able to go around. You end up taking this boardwalk. It takes you through a dense stand of black and white spruce. The forest is a good example of the boreal, or the natural forest that extends across Canada, just south of the tree line. Other conifers in the Yukon forest include logpole pine, and tamarack wood. So this was the waterfall. The water had minerals in it, that's why it looked like it was tea color. But it had 2 separate falls. one on the east and one on the west side. And very picturesque. Yeah, I walked about a quarter mile to get here, and it was very nice just to get out and stretch after driving for a couple hours. Guess what? Another bridge coming up. But on the right-hand side there's a nice little rest area and stop that you could boondock, rest, sleep, just taking care of yourself. The Malsley River Bridge, short little bridge there. As we go across. And this another area there to the right. Another bridge coming over. This was on, I'm not going to even try to say the bay, but they're doing construction on this bridge also. This one had a steel deck, so you had to slow down. And hopefully in a couple years they have the new bridge built. But you can hear the sound of this bridge, and I was only going like 15 or 17 miles an hour, and it feels really weird driving on. So after you cross this bridge, there is fuel. There's a Yukon Motel and RV park, fuel, gas, and diesel, and a restaurant. We were told this restaurant had baked goods that was supposed to be very good and certain cakes. So we decided, well, it's noonish, so maybe we'll have lunch here or check out what they have inside. The place was actually pretty small inside, but they did not have any cakes left or cinnamon rolls or any baked goods. They were already taken. So we had a little quick lunch there, and we took off back on the road. And that was Tinsley Lake to the left as we work our way to Whitehorse. Of course, another bridge. This is the Tinsley River Bridge. The Johnson Crossing. After this bridge, another place that has fuel and also has baked goods that we're told were really good. Cinnamon rolls there, and cookies and coffee and items like that were freshly baked. And crossing the Yukon River now. The water was crystal clear. It was very blue. And that truck went by really fast. I'm like, yeah. But anyway, it does look narrower on the camera than it really is, but yeah. So remember, we're in the Yukon, British Columbia. It's all two-way traffic road, but it's not a lot of traffic on these roads. But there to the right, there's a lot of trucks that stopped to get fuel. And we're coming up to our stop ourselves now. This is the Pioneer RV Park in Whitehorse, Yukon. So we're here, and this place actually has fuel at the RV park. So we take advantage of that, of course. We will get fuel. Our leaders there to the right. We mentioned them and going to get fuel. And right here we filled up with some fuel for our little travels this day. Again, you see fuel, get the opportunity, get fuel. With the RVs, we got 100-gallon tanks. Some of the other rigs had 150-gallon tanks, so we go a little farther. But if you're going to pick up motorcycle or smaller van, I would definitely get fuel. Of course, we got fuel, 40 gallons. It cost us $212 or so, and we got 6.7 miles to the gallon. Holy macaroons! This park was very tight. Also, you noticed. A little difficult to get in some of these sites. You were back and forth, so to speak, one direction, the other direction. So here we go into this site. To my driver's side was our bosses, Rick, the Wagon Masters, and then to the right side eventually was Randy and Chris's. But again, thanks for watching these videos. Like, subscribe, and comment. A lot more exciting videos from Alaska in the near future. Loves and hugs from Sal and Trina.